New tonight at 11, he certainly is a familiar face to many of you. Lieutenant Ray Spencer leads the Homicide Department at Nevada's largest law enforcement agency, and he spends much of his life on call 24/7. It is a demanding job.
It sure is. And tonight, a look at his life on the police force. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter spent the day with Spencer.
Well, on the second floor here at Metro headquarters sits a unit dedicated to solving some of the most gruesome crimes. Detectives spend countless hours trying to keep everyone here in the valley safe, and all the while trying to get justice for victims and their families. Tonight on 13 Action News, we are taking you behind the scenes with rare access into the homicide unit.
A man is dead after a shooting this morning.
A double shooting has turned into a homicide.
Murder is the ultimate crime. Police found a black man with multiple gunshot wounds, and when it happens in Las Vegas,
when they arrived, they found an 18-year-old woman dead.
There's a team committed to solving it. The homicide unit is 31 members strong.
I'm going to look right at you. Okay. Everybody good for sound?
One man carries a unique assignment, serving as the link between the department and the community.
With that, I will take a couple questions.
He's a lieutenant in the homicide department and often the first face you see on the scene.
And we expect to find a female
on TV,
anybody who was attending that party,
or on social media.
When they arrive,
Lieutenant Spencer steps forward no matter what the hour.
We believe it's possibly a stabbing.
Spencer grew up in Las Vegas, then spent time as an officer in Reno, but the pull of Las Vegas was strong.
Got kind of homesick, and I came back home in 2002, and I've been with Metro since.
His home became his beat, working his way up to sergeant, then lieutenant. Spencer's day starts early and rarely lets up.
And then I'll meet with the sergeants, meet with the detectives, and we'll discuss the cases and see, what they need. If there's resources or things that they need, I'll coordinate.
Coordination is key. When Lieutenant Spencer speaks, many are watching.
It's definitely takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of getting used to when you're in front of, a half dozen cameras, and I'm not reading from a script. I just have to kind of memorize what I'm talking about before I go on camera.
The van may have...
It's a delicate tightrope, revealing just enough information to generate tips without compromising the investigation.
He did fire rounds during this.
Every word is on the record.
It's challenging trying to keep all the addresses, the times, and all that together. That's extremely challenging.
Was the victim the suspect's only child?
That I don't know for sure. And also, answering the questions, because people have questions. The reporters, they're doing their job. They're asking questions.
His eyes have seen some of the worst sights the valley can produce. He tries to disconnect, to compartmentalize. It doesn't always work.
But there's cases that we're not able to get closure that still, haunt not just myself, but the investigators.
One of those cases, the disappearance and death of 3-year-old Daniel Theriot. The boy disappearing, then being found dead. Spencer losing the battle with his own emotions. His cameras roll.
There is nothing accidental about this investigation as far as the death of this child. Those type of cases affect anybody, regardless if this is an assignment you do 40 hours a week or if it's something that you're just watching on TV.
The police officer's job is one of stress, violence, and anxiety, sometimes to deadly extremes. According to a nonprofit tracking law enforcement suicides, Blue Help, the suicide rate is growing. So far, more than 192 suicides this year, up from 143 3 years ago. The Blue Line has been forced to adjust, working to change the culture and the perception of mental health.
30 years ago, nobody would sit here and talk anything about, how something makes them feel.
Officers at Nevada's largest law enforcement agency are doing their part to help each other cope with the tough things that they see every day.
We've done a very good job department-wise with peer support and making sure that we're looking out for the emotional health of all of our detectives and all of our employees.
That includes going to different events together and even bringing in service dogs to the department. Decompressing after work is important, but sometimes impossible. Spencer is essentially on call 24/7, having to respond to homicide scenes day and night on weekends and holidays.
Well, there's many a times where, I leave my wife and, she has to watch the Knights game by herself or, finish the workout by herself, and I have to go to work.
About 4:30 this afternoon.
Work that places him firmly in the public eye.
I can't go anywhere now without people saying, oh, you're the guy from Facebook.
And his fellow officers are watching too. And if he slips up, it's sure to show up on his wall of shame.
Cops can be brutally honest, and whatever flaw I have, they're going to be sure to point it out to me. Be it hanging me up in front of my office or sending me a text about it.
And Spencer may only spend just a few hours on scene. However, other detectives and sergeants, they can spend up to 20 hours trying to piece it all together. It's essentially a formula for success. Tomorrow night on 13 Action News at 11, you'll actually meet some of those detectives working to solve these crimes. I'm Austin Carter, 13 Action News.